be as optimistic as possible. Now I understand this patch like massively. So this is the tunneling reduction update, right? This isn't even addressing the slugging part either. I guess this just addresses the tunneling. The slugging's a bit weird too. Shit. It's fine. Let's just do this for now. So we all know what these are, right? They get the 10% here, so hook status, unique hook bonuses, and then tunneling penalties, right? We all know this. So what would I do if they want to push this through? Let's see. So one thing they need to say as well, because they didn't mention this, and I think it's really misleading. So survivors that are unhooked or unhook themselves receive an unhook protection for 30 seconds, right? They don't say it here. See, people said they said it here, but they don't. They don't say, oh, wait, they do there after being healed or full health states. So this is huge. This here, oops. This is huge. And I didn't notice this because I've seen all the madness and everything we need to take in. I didn't notice that. Them getting healed to a full health state gets rid of all... I mean, all of it. All this goes as soon as they're healed. All that goes. I didn't notice that because, you know, we had to take a lot of stuff in. That's actually kind of big. It's actually kind of big. So after understanding this part, I don't know if it's as crazy. The issue is, and you'll see later, the issue is the incentive for the killer. That's the problem. But I actually don't think this is that bad. To an extent. And also, the 30 second, which I don't think they say, this doesn't happen endgame. Not endgame. It's 10 seconds, which is stupid, by the way. You shouldn't have it endgame because it creates uncountable situations. But it's not endgame. This is only throughout the match. So I actually don't think this is that insane anymore because of this part. If you could have healed to health state, that would have been fucking insane. But you can't heal. So they can't go on a gen and they can't get healed. So I don't think this is that bad purely because of this one thing, but it needs way more. It needs more than this. So that's addressing that part, right? Now I understand it a lot more. I do think Endgame, you shouldn't have any of this. I think Endgame should be completely vulnerable because you either... So you'll have survivors saying, why do you want it vulnerable? When I get hooked, I can't get off. Now it's just a free kill. Yeah, but the other way, it's a free escape. So which one is fairer? A killer put you on a hook fairly from a chase, gets the kill, or a killer put you on a hook fairly from a chase, can't get the kill because you're immune and can just get away. Like, which is fairer? Obviously, the free kill is fairer. So I think the end game thing is fucking stupid, but this in the like normal game and the health state heal, I actually don't think it's that bad personally, but it needs a lot more kind of work, by the way. Going on to this part, killer can't see the hook status in the HUD. Killer can no longer see the hook's aura. Survivors unhooked, they're no longer. So this is all about not being able to see the hooks. So this is a weird one. This is a weird one because the explosion of the hook is very important information for strategy, and you're taking away a lot of depth from the killer. Like the killer's going to literally turn into like a mindless bot without this information, where they're just mindlessly going to do things without any understanding of why they're doing it. So it is a bit strange, this. I think this in itself is already enough of an incentive that I don't think they really need this. Maybe, right? Because I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible with this, right? Let me do that, right? I think this by itself, well, not by itself, it needs more, but this with everything I'm going to say isn't too bad, right? Let's see. Can't see the hook status in the HUD. So I think not being able to see what progression the hook is on, that's not too bad, right? because that is incentivizing people waiting for the second stage, which is pushing more towards the going for kills. And if we do want this about hooks, we need to push away from that, but you're going to need some really good bonuses, by the way, but I'll get to that. So I think not seeing the status, I think that's okay, right? The killer can no longer see the hook aura. I'd say that's okay. Allow notification. I think there should be a notification. I do not think taking away the notification is the way of doing it. And the hook status in the HUD revealed, I don't think the UI should lie to you, right? So I think not seeing the status of them going into second stage, that will incentivize you not going for that kind of playstyle, right? And then the effects are disabled, yeah. Wait. But sure, I mean, whatever, right? So I think so far, this and then that, I think's okay. Wait, what is this? And then, obviously, yeah, get rid of that. Effects are disabled when all generates completed. It's no. Everything should be disabled. Survivor is still susceptible to attacks and powers. I don't really get what that means. What does this mean? The survivor is still susceptible to attacks and powers. Is this just saying that if you go after them, you can still get them or something? Yeah, so not end game as well. They didn't say it's 10 seconds at the end, but it shouldn't be end game anyway. They can still get hit. I mean, yeah, sure. That's fucking weird. That should just be obvious. So that's why I say, right, so this is where the big thing happens. This isn't enough. If you want this game to be about the killers going for chasers, you need to really fucking push this stuff high, right? So for me, personally, 20%, let's just say, and we need to check this, but how am I going to say this? Full map regression. There you go. Massive full map regression. I don't know if the 20% is the number. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's 15. But the current thing there, shit. This does nothing. Nothing. This will not work, right? Full map regression when you get a fresh hook. Boom. Now you're actually incentivizing going for loads of chasers. You're still giving them the benefits here. They can't just heal and be free. So they need to, stay injured if they want to. Basically, anti-tunnel, right? That's what they're aiming for. Full map regression. There you go. You need something big. You don't need the haste. Get rid of it. You don't need it. So you don't need that. You don't need this. You don't need any of this. Don't need any of this. And that means you can make barbecue and chili back to normal. You don't need that. All you need is that one thing. Full map regression. That's it. In my opinion. And then, yep, maybe, the stronger killers get a lesser one. Maybe weaker killers get 20. The stronger killers get 10, right? Or maybe 5. Who knows, right? It's all variables. Like, you shouldn't look too much into this because this is a variable. This can change. The idea is a full map regression. Every gen, boom, right? And then let's see. 10%... Oh, and then they just said this, whatever. Well, no, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Disable when all the generators are completed. Yeah, obviously. So 10%, and then once again, full map. So basically think... basically think pain res, but full map. So full map pain res on every gen, right? So every gen starts regressing, but then they can go back on them and then obviously start progressing them again. This would probably be enough. I don't know what the percentage would be. Maybe 20% is too much. Maybe it's too little. I don't fucking know. But I think this will actually do something where the killers can actually go for, loads of stuff. And, people saying, or survivors being like, but that's way too powerful. Don't get fucking hooked. Like, it's an incentive for the killers downing you. Like, you can stop this by being good at Survivor, which is obviously a bit of the scary thing because weak killers can find it really difficult to get survivors. So once again, you know, there is issues. There's killers who literally might not be able to get survivors, so they won't even get any benefit from this. But this is me trying to be as optimistic, as good faith as possible if the devs want to push this through, right? So this is me doing that. And then you've got the tunneling penalties. These are all a fucking joke. Well, not completely. So this should be free. Free. If a survivor dies to a hook action or more, no, it's 4, right? Yeah, 4. So if you basically go after someone 1, 2, 3, you will get some negative, right? That makes sense. That's actually tunneling someone if you want to decentivize tunneling. And this is fucking stupid. Get rid of that. Well, actually, wait. Get rid of that. So maybe put these into 1. Maybe pick and choose. I don't know. But it should be 4, right? 4. So if you kill someone, 1, 2, 3, you get some kind of negative. I don't know what the negative is, but it should be 4. 6 is fucking stupid, right? And this is fucking stupid because you can literally get everyone 2 hooked, which is the least tunneling thing you can do. But then the last person you went for back-to-back and then boom, you're punished. That's fucking stupid. Okay? So I don't know, you know, about what the punishment would be. I don't know what the punishment would be. But this is the only penalty you should have if you are going to put a penalty, and it should only be 4. So that's my take on this. If you want to push this through, right? So I think all this, because of this part, is fine if this goes through with full map progression, because what currently is a fucking joke. The pop is a joke, an absolute joke. And let's see. Lost when performing a conspicuous, obviously. Disabled when all the generators are completed, except for the haste. No, this should be disabled too. You should not have a free escape at the end, devs. And then obviously they're still susceptible to power and attacks. The killer cannot see the hook status in HUD. I don't think that's too bad because that's more about kind of staying around a hook. But there should be a notification so you know when it's happening, and you should know the status when it's happening as well. It shouldn't be 10 seconds later. That's really stupid as well. You're taking away a lot of information from the killer. If you've got this, and you've got a good incentive, and you've got a bit of a punishment for fully tunneling someone, they're not going to go for that person anyway. So you don't need all this. They're not going to go for them if you incentivize them correctly. What are you thinking so far anyway? Let's see. What are you thinking about the things I'm saying here? Like, can you see this being... and again, there's going to be some issues with some of the weaker killers because you're still going to need to hook. But can you see at least a bit of a better direction here? Like, it's not just fucking the killer. It's actually thinking of how to make this... Like, look how much fucking changes you need. But can you see how it's kind of like making it where it's not just about survivor fun? It's actually rewarding the killer with a really nice incentive. The issue is survivors won't allow this. Like, there's people... I know this is strange, but there's people who play Survivor, and when they get hooked, they want the killer to get no real benefit from it because it's not fun. Like, there was someone in yesterday where they were saying, "Oh, good, they've nerfed Pain Res and Deadman. That was a really toxic combo." You realize that it only works not only if they hook someone, but if they only hook fresh survivors. Literally what you're wanting. Right? So that's the issue. That's the issue. You don't have people who actually want a genuinely fair experience. So, you know, I don't think this will go through, but if you want this to work, you need some massive event like this. From my experience. The RNG can screw you over too. Well, yeah, that's why you get rid of this. This is fucking stupid. 6 hooks is fucking stupid. That's not tunneling, devs. Who the fuck are you listening to think 6 hooks is tunneling? It's fucking ridiculous. 4 hooks. 4 hooks is tunneling. If you kill someone before the 4th hook, it's tunneling. That's what tunneling is. So can you stop like reinventing the wheel here? We know what tunneling is. It isn't 6 hooks, you mad fucking devs. Like you can tunnel going after 3 people with 6 hooks. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. You can go after 1 person, 2 person, well, 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 1 person, 1 person. And you've tunneled, even though you went for fucking 3 people. Even worse than that, if you go for 2 people, you go for 1 person, 2 person, 1 person, 2 person, 1 person, where you haven't tunneled at all, like you haven't gone after the same person once, you've still got hit with a tunnel. So stupid. 4 is the number. But yeah, that's everything. I want to just go through this now. I have a better understanding, especially at this part where when you get fully healed, you lose all this. So they can't just heal on hook. That's massive. I didn't notice this. This is massive. And the 30 seconds isn't in Endgame. But Endgame shouldn't have this. Endgame, it should deactivate. But yeah, like giving them all these bonuses for people who are trying to tunnel, which once again disincentivizes, and then a massive reward if you don't, boom, you've done it. You've done it. And you haven't pissed off all the killer players by literally creating the stupidest fucking rules. Like you've actually done it. That's what I would do. What about Tenacity and Unbreakable part? Yeah, that's a weird one. We could go on to that. This is the anti-tunnel, so I guess we can have a look at that. I haven't even thought about it. But there you go. That's how you bring this patch through in a healthier way. So,